Greetings, everybody. Well, sort of half sunny, half rainy. I get started this morning planting lettuce and things, but pulled in where it's dry for a while. Yeah, I was thinking about selling things, business. I have people tell me when I imply, well, maybe they need to make more money. They say, yeah, well, you could say that. You run your own business. Well, anybody can run their own business. Yeah, anybody. Believe me, there's some real morons out there running their own businesses. But yeah, I get people that come by here periodically, and they have services that they render. Whether they're mowers. And one of the guys who came by mowing, Zach, he had business cards, phone number, all prepared, everything, so that you can track him down, if you need it. On the other hand, I've had a lot of other people coming through here who, in some cases, have wonderful products, like that tie-dye T-shirt I was wearing that was given from folks in Kalapana that make these. Now, I don't know. If maybe their production is so slow and so low that it's not really a business, if this is the labor of love or something. But it was only after they left that some of this starts to creep into my mind, because whenever anybody comes here and they're clients, I'm thinking about me, about selling, okay? I'm thinking about my business. I'm usually not thinking about theirs. It's up to them to get me to think about their business. And well, I did when they gave me that T-shirt. I wore it all yesterday, and boy, it's a beauty. Yeah, it's really nice. And I started looking at it thinking, well, I'm always short of stuff to put on my website. I try to keep seeds out there. It's been a while since I've been able to put any pineapple on there, because we just never have enough of it to be able to distribute to the general public that way. The Mamaki tea is on there. There's other things come and go, bananas dried and so on. But, I got this space on my website that, I could add all kinds of products to it. I'd like to, actually, thinking about it. Especially products that I don't have to bother to come up with myself. There are so many really talented people here on this island when it comes to the production of arts and crafts. The cottage industry here is huge. It was way bigger some time back. There's been a number of economic collapses and an epidemic, pandemic, or whatever, that have really kind of stifled a lot of that stuff. But I'm sure if things go back to something closer to normal, it's all going to start rising back up again. And you're going to see people at the farmers markets, selling their glasswares and things like that. Well, when the folks gave me that T-shirt, and I looked at it, I said, I could sell this shirt. I know I could sell this shirt, And, well, problem is that the folks who gave it to me, if they are intending to make money with these shirts, actually missed a golden opportunity. And I see this a lot. So much here. The people got half the business plan, but they don't have the other half. You can have a great product. It can be fabulous. But unless you know how to market it, not worth much. I spent many years early in my life as a musician, being a really good guitarist at one point in time when I was well practiced and totally into it, but I didn't know how to market. Not then. I learned later in life how you do this, but at the time I really didn't know. And so, well, music wasn't going to be my life anyway. It was going to be horticulture, obviously. That's what worked out, so it doesn't matter. But I learned a lesson from that. And I apply it to a lot of other people I see here who have the same problem. They got a halfway thing. They can come up with the cookies. They can come up with the glassware. But not all of them are really that good at being able to market. There are so many different ways. So, like for instance, these folks, now that came by with that T-shirt, now if they had one of these, yeah, you may think it's old-fashioned if you're into smartphones, but that's a business card, and it hasn't gone out of style yet. Okay? These have not gone out of style yet, believe me. Even if you digitalized folks up there in the younger generations think this is old-fashioned, these are cheap. You can hand them out by the hundreds to people. In this case, this is my YouTube channel and my phone number on here. It's not my website. This was to get people to come to my YouTube channel. It's a specific card. But, here I am, holding my favorite squash, hugging it like a baby, and there's my face. And a phone number and a name. It says Bill Merrill, the phone number right underneath it. Yeah, so if you can remember why I gave you that card, it's a pretty good chance, if you don't lose it, that you're going to be able to get back to me for some reason. Well, the folks who had those T-shirts, and another half a dozen people I've met lately who had products that they were working with, if they had left me with contact information, it's possible that we could have done business. See? So there's a basic to all of this. Any of you out there who are trying to go into business, let's say, you're never out of business. It's that simple. I mean, yeah, sometimes when I go to sleep at night, I forget about it, but otherwise, pretty much everything that I do is related to my business. Everything. Yeah, it's all connected. The YouTube channel, the nursery, the produce out here, the whole green garden guy, and even these days picking my guitar. It's all connected into one package. It's promotional, and you guys all know who I am, right? Why? Because I stick my face in your face all the time. And so, a YouTube channel is again, a business card. Especially if you provide the right information. People sell all kinds of things on YouTube. It's possible. It's not the best format. Maybe it's a little different. I have found that it's a very good vehicle. That's my opinion of it. And I don't generally get the some of the e-business sites like Craigslist's pretty dead, but Craigslist used to be, I don't want to insult anybody, but there were a lot of deadbeats that would bother and waste your time on Craigslist. It just seemed to be the nature of that game. I'm not sure how much I like Facebook Marketplace either, personally. I won't enter it. Okay, I don't particularly care for it. But no matter how you're doing business with what, that's number one. It's number one. Okay. Number two, it's a website. These days, you don't need to be brick and mortar. There was a time when you had to have a really nice, beautiful looking storefront or produce stand or something, You could be living in a shack dangling off the side of a mountain next to a forest fire burn from last year. Nobody cares what your yard looks like when you're digital. When you're digital, you can create whatever appearance you think is required to be able to sell your product. So, business cards, A. B, website today. And the website then is interconnected to all other digital platforms that you happen to be on. And the more interconnection you make, say like if you got a website, well then you got a YouTube channel that shows up on the website and is mentioned back and forth. Okay, maybe you do Facebook Marketplace. Well, the website is then tied to the marketplace. And so people might see you over here on Facebook, but they're going to go back to your store. Yeah. And once you got them back to the store, then you got them in your own personal space. rather than some of these public platforms. Things get to be a little bit different once people enter your business. Yeah, it's a little more serious. It's more official. Yes. So, like I said, I got empty space on a website. If these folks if they had wanted to, which I don't know they did, but if they had wanted to actually make more money, well, by dropping me with a business card along with the shirt, yeah, it's half missing. It was very nice to get the shirt, and I know why they brought it. They appreciate my channel and they like watching it, and so it was a gift. But no gift should ever come without some kind of a penalty when you're in business. In other words, you give me a t-shirt and you give me a business card with it, I might get hooked. And I might call you up on the phone and go, I need 20 more of those. That's the way it works. Yeah, and I'd be glad to sell them for them. I don't care. I could think of a whole variety of possible different ways that could be done. But, just like Amazon with their secondary and vendors and so on, criteria that must be met. I have a certain standard over here. And so, no flaky products, good guarantees. It don't go right for you, we'll fix it, and so on and so forth. And so that anybody who would become associated, say, with my website would have to guarantee for me that, if we got an order for a t-shirt in a short period of time, it's going to go out. There's so many other things. People make a lot of stuff here. And you can start from ground up, and you can start to put your stuff out there and see what happens to you. I did. On the other hand, you can also join in with somebody else who's well known. Amazon, for instance, will take your product if you can meet the criteria, and you have to be able to provide enough of it. That's important. So some of these things can be tough to enter a space like that. But there's a lot of ways. Like I said, I represent a good product even on my website too. And of course, I don't have to have 5,000 shirts in the first week, to make that happen. Anyway, I just thought I'd mention it because I see so much potential here, but I don't really see the entrepreneurial skills required to be able to take that potential and turn it into profit. Not always, I don't. Yeah, it's easy for me to see this because I was once a business nerd. Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing out there. It took me quite a while, and I do have a degree in business, and I have run mini business both for myself and other people. And at this point, I got a pretty fair idea how you do it. Okay, so aloha, y'all. Hang loose, and if you're trying to sell cookies, get a business card.